Dukes, thank you so much for the 25 months. That's crazy. Can't believe it's already over 2 years. Dave, also 25 months. You guys are tied. That's so fun. You guys are 25-month bros. I'm glad you've been enjoying the show, Dukes. All right. So we'll just be hanging out for a couple minutes while people arrive, and then we'll jump in. I need to pull up the show notes. Yeah, you might have gotten here just after, but yeah, Dukes just did his 25-month sub just now too. So you guys got it right in a row. What am I doing? New tab. There we go. All right, I will be right back. All right. Oh, we can still there's no end in sight to this topic, Dave. Maybe we can have you sometime talk about how you designed Exoria and Age of Engineering and all that. That would be fun. Okay, I do need to link. Let's see. Post that in here. That's done. All right. I need to wake up. I'm still tired. Staying up too late, growing carrots in Minecraft. Did I see your post in Minecraft? Yes, that you've played for 16 hours. Finally got something to do until Foundry comes out in like 3 days. Or what is it? I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Okay. I should probably have the FFF open. I don't think I really need it, but just in case. Yeah, this FFF was a bit sad for non-Linux players, I think. I mean, I'm glad that they support Linux, but and to be honest, and I'll get into this in the podcast, so I don't want to spoil too much of my thoughts, but I was a little bummed out that they didn't add more to the statistics graph. I'm not normally one who's like on the negative end of like, oh, they're giving us more stuff, but it's not enough. But I think in this case I am, because I actually have wanted a lot more from the statistics graph, and it feels like they only added kind of what's necessary for Space Age and not more than that. Which is like fine, but I feel like normally they add more stuff that you didn't even know you needed and wanted, and I feel like in this case they kind of just added what was needed, and people already knew it was needed. So, you know, I guess when you're constantly wowed by something and then they release something that's like, oh yeah, that's adequate, that's good, that's what I'd hope they do. You know, that it is like, it's not disappointing, but it's not exciting, which when you're expecting exciting can be disappointing. But anyway, I don't want to be a complainer. Okay, I think we are ready to start the podcast here. So let me make sure all my ducks are in a row. Phone is silenced, maybe? No, it's not. You be quiet. Got water. Everything seems okay. Let's see. Twitch chat. Are we in followers only mode? There we go. Okay, I think we're good. Oh, you're good, Dave. Not your problem. Oh, the music probably should be paused. Hello, everyone. Nope, that's the wrong intro. my my brain's on autopilot. Do you know what happened with Clown? Clown? I don't even know who Clown is. Okay. Sorry, back to the podcast. I'll let other people answer those questions, whatever they are. Hello, everyone, and welcome to The Factory Must Grow, Episode 6. Today we're going to be flying solo, streaming live on Twitch, and we're going to start with another mod spotlight as usual, discuss the recent Factorio Friday facts as always. I'm excited that we have that every week, at least until Space Age comes out. And then today we're going to dive into the world of modded Minecraft, which is really the origin of this very genre, the factory automation genre. So we'll start with the mod spotlight for today, though, and that's going to be Ultimate Alchemy for Minecraft. Yeah, it's not a Factorio mod today because we're talking about Minecraft. I figured we should talk about a Minecraft mod, and this is a bit more of an overhaul mod than it is just like a quality of life mod that you would add to a pack. So a few details, and then we'll get into a little bit more about Minecraft. But Ultimate Alchemy is a mod pack that was created by R.W. Tema in October of 2018. And it's got, 120,000 downloads, which is a lot, but not crazy for a mod pack in Minecraft. It's on Minecraft 1.12, which is not quite as old as some other packs, but still fairly old by today's standards. It's a skyblock map, so you start, it's like C block in Factorio is inspired by Skyblock in Factorio, where you just start on a floating platform and you have to go from there. You do get some minor items and some infinite stuff, so it's not quite as bad as a classic Skyblock where you have to just grow trees. What it focuses on, though, is automation, and that's why I wanted to highlight it. Is I think that if there's a pack, that people who haven't played Minecraft before are interested in playing, I think Ultimate Alchemy could be a good one. Partially because you automate a lot of things from the beginning. You don't have to play a lot of grindy mining through the core of the planet to get enough resources to start automating things. A lot of recipes are changed from, what they normally would be in mod packs. You use forestry machines, tinker smeltery, thermal expansion machines. You work your way towards Botania and Thaumcraft, which are more in the magic mod direction, which is something that Factorio doesn't have, at least yet. Not really. I know certain mods, like the end of space exploration, gets a little, towards magic, and I know, I'm forgetting the name of it. Exotic Industries has a few things that might feel a bit in that direction, but compared to what Minecraft has, Factorio does not really have any magic mods, which I find interesting. And anyway, Ultimate Alchemy then kind of ends with Draconic Evolution to get towards the final goal of just a clay ball. Yep, it's just a piece of clay. That's all you need, and it's surprisingly difficult to make. But yeah, I've had a ton of fun with this pack so far. I've been playing a lot of it, and it's really enjoyable. One thing that I would say is tricky is there's no quest book. So if you've never done any modded Minecraft before, it could be a little tricky because you have to kind of dink around in JEI, which is the FNEI of Minecraft, which FNEI was inspired by JEI. So it's really, the other way around. But yeah, it's the way that you can look around at recipes and items and figure out, what do I need to make this and how does that make that? But unlike Factorio, you can't see everything that you need to see in JEI. So sometimes you have to Google things, or sometimes you have to look at a wiki, and sometimes those are out of date or for a different version of the mod you're using. And so it can be a little tricky, but other than that, I would highly recommend it. And you can easily download the whole pack together. I would recommend the Prism launcher is a really nice launcher for modded Minecraft. You can just easily download packs from inside of it. It has an instance for that pack that you can then, have your own settings and stuff. I would also recommend adding a backup mod to your download to the pack because it doesn't come with one. And yours truly experienced a way to crash the game how did I do that? I'm trying to remember how I crashed the game. Somehow I was able to cause a mechanical user, which essentially emulates clicking on things. I gave it an acceleration wand, which essentially will accelerate whatever it clicks on by a bunch of ticks at once. And I somehow used an ender porcupine, which is a thing that lets you redirect one square to another square. So I essentially had it click on itself, and then that immediately, accelerated a bunch of ticks, which then made it do a bunch more accelerations. And within like a few frames, it crashed. And the problem is it was saved like that. And so whenever I would restart the game, it would just immediately, do some sort of crash again. So yeah, anyway, I would recommend a backup mod so you don't have to do MC edit like I did to remove it. So yeah, before we talk a little bit more about Minecraft, though, I do want to mention the Factorio Friday Facts, and then we'll get back to talking modded Minecraft, because I know that's a little different than our podcast so far. We've mostly been in the Factorio realm, or even the Satisfactory or Captain of Industry realm, but we're going to dive into Minecraft today, which is a little bit, I feel like it's a slightly adjacent category, so I'm excited about that. The Factorio Friday Facts, however, 408, it was called Statistics Improvements and Linux Adventures. And they, two main categories, obviously. They improved the statistics page or production page, whatever it's called, when you hit P, and it shows you, how much you've produced over time. You can see the power graph you can't pull up with P, but you pull that up by clicking on a power pole. And they added some stuff that just makes a lot of sense for space age. For example, they mentioned you wanted a graph for accumulator charge levels, particularly on Fulgora, where the lightning strikes are powering your base. Not knowing, whether your accumulators are getting close to empty or not is kind of tricky. And so they added a graph for the actual charge level of accumulators. So you can see, how empty are they getting over time. Whereas in vanilla right now, the most that you can see is just whether or not your accumulators worked all the way through the night. And you can't actually find out if they got down to 20% or got down to 40%, and so adding a graph for that is helpful, because then you can know like, ooh, I'm getting close to needing more accumulators. They also added what's it called? For the production of science right now, you can see how many packs you're producing and how many packs you're consuming. And those are usually the same number if you're researching science constantly in Factorio. But what you can't see is how many packs worth of research you're actually researching. So what they did is they added this kind of fake item. I think it was called science. What was it called? I think it's just called science. And it kind of represents how many science units you actually research after productivity is applied. And that matters doubly so because A, productivity modules are going to have quality, and so you can have far more productivity bonus from the modules now, whereas previously 20% has been the most. So you could always pretty easily just be like, oh, it's a little bit more than what I'm producing is what I'll research. But now you're going to be able to get up to, I'm trying to remember what the bonus is. Was it 25% for the legendary productivity modules? I want to say they told us. Now I can't remember what it was. But you can obviously get more from that. And there's a research productivity research, which I think I said that right. You can research a technology that will add productivity to your research. And so between those two things, you're going to have large bonuses, and it won't be quite as easy to know, how many purple packs do I need to produce to finish this technology that requires 10,000 purple packs? It might be only 6,000 purple packs, something like that. So they added that to the ability to see on the graph, and you can, see how many units you've produced over the last minute, 10 minutes, 1 hour, all the different timestamps. Finally, they added the ability to separate out the graphs by quality. Now that quality is a new mechanic. You're like, oh, well, I know I'm getting 1,000 iron plates a minute, but how many uncommon iron plates am I getting per minute? and now you can just sort by uncommon only. You can also select it so that it shows all of the different qualities separately. So you can look at just your iron plates, but you can see a different color on the graph for each different quality, which is nice. One other thing is it's per surface. So when you're looking at your production graph, you can see, oh, I'm producing this much iron on Fulgora and I'm producing this much iron on Nauvis, and they're two separate numbers. You can also do a global. They say you can select a global production if you want, which I think is kind of funny because the word global is talking about the globe, which is just one planet. So I feel like they need to call it universal production or something, because global doesn't really capture the fact that you're producing on many different planets. But the global button allows you to see on all of the surfaces, on all of the planets, including on space, how many iron plates am I making, for example. So they do allow you to see all those different things. So that's nice. I think these are all great changes. I don't know if any of them are kind of groundbreaking. I think they're all changes that feel, in my opinion, necessary by Space Age. And I think that's why they added them, is they're like, oh, our current production graph is not giving us what we need to play Space Age, so we need to add some more features that allow us to know what we need to know. What I don't think they did is add features that we want. And not to say that I'm separating out need and want to be different things. They added what we needed, and I don't think they added any more than that. So there are some features that I've wanted for a long time that they didn't add. Not to say that they would know what those are, but I don't feel like they added any like, oh, I didn't even know I needed that, and now the production graph can do that for me. I didn't feel that way about any of these changes. All these changes were like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's good that they did that, because if they hadn't done that, it would have been really annoying to play Space Age without it. It kind of felt like those types of changes. And I don't want to be a complainer or be negative about this. They are great changes, and they accommodate the new Space Age gameplay really well. But the one feature that I really wish we had, that I've wanted many times, particularly in mod packs where power generation isn't quite as simple, is the ability to look at your average power consumption over time. And you can't do that right now. When you're looking at your power graph, you can see the average consumption for each entity. So you can see, oh, my steam engines have produced, if you click the 10-minute button, you can see that your steam engines have produced 20 megawatts, and that is an average over the last 10 minutes. But you can't see the whole base, or that power network, I guess, put together over the last 10 minutes on average. It always just shows you the instantaneous along the bars at the top. It just shows you the instant, like at this very moment, how much power are you producing and consuming. So that's always felt a little weird to me, that you can't see average production and consumption over, whatever timestamp you select. So that's one feature I really wish was added, and maybe they still could. Who knows? I did post it on Reddit. Maybe I'll get lucky and a dev will read it and it'll get added. But yeah, those are the main features that they added, nothing else. And then the next portion of the Friday Facts was Ryguard, who we talk about a lot these days because most of our mod spotlights have been a Ryguard mod. But he talks about Linux stuff, and he wrote